In shonen manga, power creep is a pretty universally accepted reality. Training and getting stronger have been a core concept in almost every popular shonen out there. As the protagonists grow in power, the author needs to introduce stronger and stronger antagonists to threaten the heroes. Dragon Ball, Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, and many more all exhibit this. While there are obvious exceptions, it tends to be that characters from earlier in the series cannot keep up with those later in terms of power. For some reason though, people seem to have a hard time accepting this being the case with Boruto. Many still argue that characters like Kaguya, Naruto and Sasuke and Shippuden, and even Madara would be relevant in terms of power in Boruto. Thus I wanted to make this video to illustrate how this just isn't the case. There are many ways I could illustrate this point, but I picked this topic as who is the strongest Uchiha is a fairly popular topic. To specify some things before we get started, I will be covering the Naruto and Boruto manga, along with the related extra material such as the databooks. I won't be including any anime, novels, or movies when discussing this. Not only is the anime behind the manga, but it presents some contradictory things to the manga, so I don't want to include it. This is also comparing all of these characters in their strongest forms. This means Ten Tails Madara with both Rinnegan, adult Sasuke before losing his Rinnegan, and post-timeskip Sarada. I'm not copping out here with the title and only saying Sarada is above weakened Sasuke and a pre-Ten Tails Madara. I bring up Madara and Sasuke as they are inarguably the two strongest Uchiha outside of Sarada. I won't be able to go over every Uchiha individually against Sarada, but if she's stronger than Madara and Sasuke, it's safe to say she would surpass the rest. The first thing I want to establish is why both Naruto and Sasuke are above Madara. I can compare Sasuke directly to Boruto characters, but I can't do the same to Madara since he's dead. Thus, to explain why Boruto characters are above Madara, I'll have to do a comparison using Naruto and Sasuke. Even after obtaining the second Rinnegan, both Naruto and Sasuke showed the ability to keep up with Madara. Naruto's shadow clones being able to hold off Madara's limbo clones, and Sasuke blocking an attack from a limbo clone when protecting Sakura. Naruto obviously has the more impressive showing here, as Sasuke blocked one attack whereas Naruto went back and forth with Madara for a period of time. This would be in line with the fact that Naruto is stronger at this point in the series. Regardless, both show the inability here to react to Madara's limbo clones. Madara's limbo clones are outright stated to be equal in ability to Madara himself, so this would mean Naruto and Sasuke could perform the same against Madara's real body. Some may bring up this before Madara reveals his Rinne Sharingan, but I don't think this really matters. There's nothing confirming that simply exposing his Rinne Sharingan made Madara stronger. He didn't even awaken the Rinne Sharingan here or anything, he just exposed it by removing what was covering it. Regardless, nothing shows that it makes him stronger in any way, and the only thing we know it can do is activate the Infinite Tsukiyomi. Naruto would go on to be able to clash with Kaguya, someone who should be stronger than Madara, being stated to be the greatest threat the shinobi world has ever seen, as well as Naruto and Sasuke seeming much more urgent whenever Kaguya is summoned. Naruto and Sasuke would both grow stronger from the fight with Kaguya, as fighting is like a form of training. B even says a fight will always teach more than training and calls it a shortcut to power up. This likely differs from fight to fight, such as a very intense fight where you get pushed to your limits, granting more of a power-up than an easy fight where you barely try. Similarly to how training intensely yields better results than training at a lower intensity does. This only helps to illustrate why Naruto and Sasuke grew as they were fighting Kaguya, the strongest person in the whole series at the time. This would also mean they grew stronger from the fight in the Final Valley, where they both got pushed to their absolute limits. Naruto and Sasuke before these increases through their crazy fights were already on Madara's level, so by the end of Shippuden they should be surpassing Madara. There's not a lot of direct information on Naruto or Sasuke training between the end of Shippuden and the beginning of Boruto, but there's certainly not anything suggesting they regressed. In fact, Sasuke suggesting he believes somebody greater than Kaguya could appear would make it ridiculous for him to slack off and get weaker. I know he says this is conjecture, but the point of bringing it up is Sasuke himself believes this, regardless of how true it is. Sasuke is a very intelligent person, so not training when he believes this threat is approaching would be extremely out of character. Sasuke is also confirmed equal to Naruto by this point, despite being inferior at the end of the war, so he would logically need to do some training to bridge the gap. With it explained now that Naruto and Sasuke should be above Madara, I can move on to explaining how this applies to Sarada directly. Sarada post-timeskip is able to consistently keep up with, and in some cases outclass Shinju clones. We see this in her encounters with both Hidari and Ryu. During her Hidari encounter, Sarada manages to dodge a sneak attack from Hidari using Chidori at the very start of the fight. I want to emphasize how insane this is, as Chidori amplifies her speed. Hidari attacked her from behind, and she didn't even activate her Sharingan until Hidari was mid-attack. If this wasn't impressive enough, Sarada counterattacks with her own Chidori right after, and gets a clean hit on Hidari. This damages Hidari to the point that he immediately collapses, and Sarada notes the wound is fatal. Hidari only survives this due to his regeneration, so Sarada can just kill anyone as strong or weaker than Hidari who doesn't have regeneration with a single Chidori. During this entire encounter, the only times Hidari even lands a hit on Sarada is when she doesn't have Sharingan active and he uses the Claw Grimes to sneak attack her. To emphasize why Sarada getting caught by Hidari without her Sharingan active isn't a bad look, I want to explain how significant of an amp the Sharingan is in combat. In the final valley, Sasuke goes from not being able to keep up with Naruto to overwhelming him by adding one Tomoe to his Sharingan. This isn't even the difference between no Sharingan and a Sharingan. This is just going from 2 Tomoe to 3. Sarada being able to do anything to Hidari without her Sharingan really just helps her case considering the increase she gets when activating it. Sarada would later encounter another Shinju when she fights Ryu. In this fight, she awakens her Mangekyo and with it completely destroys Ryu. Using her Mangekyo ability, Oharume, Sarada renders Ryu's Iron Sand completely useless before literally crushing him. Ryu fails to even land a single hit on Sarada after she activates the Mangekyo. Before she awakened the Mangekyo, Sarada was having a harder time with Ryu than she did with Hidari. So with the Mangekyo, it's likely Sarada would be able to kill Hidari in a similar fashion. Regardless of this though, Sarada is comfortably on the level of multiple Shinju members. Being on the level of Shinju is impressive when we consider that Ida states the Shinju are too much for Code to handle. Some may try to say this means the Shinju are too much for Code to handle as a collective, but there's evidence beyond Ida's statement that they are above Code individually. We can compare Hidari to Code pretty easily by evaluating their respective encounters with Boruto. In the case of Code, he fails to land a single hit on Boruto and gets taken out quite easily. Boruto even reiterates multiple times he considers killing Code to be an easy task. In the case of Hidari, Boruto needs to team up with Sarada not only to have the chance to charge Uchiha, but also to land it on Hidari. Hidari is also able to cancel out her Rasengan from Boruto just a few chapters before this, so him being around Boruto's level is quite consistent. Comparing the two, it's pretty clear to see that Hidari stacked up much better against Boruto than Code did, with Hidari being more of a rival to Boruto in power, and Code being blatantly inferior. Moving on to Ryu, showing he's above Code is more straightforward than Hidari. Ryu straight up grabs and restrains Code just a few chapters before his fight with Sarada. This also wasn't just Ryu holding him down briefly. Code was completely helpless once Ryu got a hold of him. Code only gets out of his grasp when Ryu willingly lets Code go at the request of Jura. When released, Code drops to his knees and starts coughing, clearly implying he was being choked out. So if Jura didn't step in, Ryu could have just killed Code here. Code is someone who even with his limiters on should surpass Delta. Code himself says that Delta losing to Naruto means that he would have to take on Naruto in her place, clearly implying he's superior to her. Guides also reference the statement from Code seemingly supporting his thoughts. Kawaki would then later tell Boruto outright that Code is stronger than Delta. Delta directly fights Naruto and is able to match him for an extended period of time. Naruto himself says he's going all out here, and this is repeated later by Kawaki. Even with Naruto going all out, Delta is still landing hits on and blocking attacks from him. The inners of Kara in general are stated to be able to give Naruto a tough time, and Delta is referenced as a specific example of this. Delta being as strong as Naruto is just supported by everything we get in the series. Some may bring up that Kawaki says Naruto completely outclasses Delta, so she doesn't scale to Naruto at all, but this is a blatant misinterpretation of what's being conveyed. This statement doesn't mean Naruto outclasses her in any physicality, as they're exchanging blows the entire fight. What this statement means is Naruto has the skill to fight in a way that leads Delta away from the bystanders. Naruto being more skilled than Delta is totally fine, as he has battle experience and taijutsu skill beyond almost anyone in the series. Even if you think Naruto is somewhat stronger than Delta, it wouldn't really change anything. Code with his limiters is considered to be stronger than Delta, and the code that the Shinju are scaling over is No Limiters Code. As if this isn't enough, No Limiters Code is supposed to be stronger than Jigen. The whole reason he had limiters placed on him in the first place was to stop Code from undermining Jigen, and Code being stronger is just outright stated. Jigen obviously being stronger than Naruto and Sasuke directly based on the fight they have. So it's very evident that No Limiters Code is stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. To recap all of this, Sarada is able to contend with an overwhelmed Shinju. The Shinju are stronger than No Limiter Code is stronger than Delta, and Delta is comparable to Naruto, and by extension Sasuke. As explained earlier, Naruto and Sasuke are meant to be equals in terms of power in Boruto, and this is supported when they fight alongside each other. Sasuke of course is stronger than Madara, as I explained earlier. Thus Sarada should be above Sasuke, and especially Madara, by a pretty considerable amount. A common refute to Sarada, and many other Boruto characters being this strong, is that it's nonsensical to have Naruto and Sasuke, with all of their special abilities and amps, be surpassed by other shinobi through more conventional means. The issue with this is it's just a refusal to accept the reality of power cliffing in Boruto. You may think it's stupid or it's bad writing, and that's fine, but that doesn't change what is actually presented in the series. I also don't even think this is bad writing or inconsistent to have seemingly unbeatable characters be surpassed. There are examples in series of characters like Pain, who are supposed to be these unbeatable gods when they're introduced, using a new power we haven't seen before in the Rinnegan, and only lost under some very extreme circumstances. Then we fast forward to the war arc, and there's a handful of characters that would destroy him already. Naruto the series isn't immune to shonen power creep, and Sarada being this strong is just a symptom of it. It's also been a concept for a while in Naruto that the new generation will surpass the old generation, with Kakashi directly stating this in early Shippuden. Being Sasuke's daughter, Sarada is obviously the next generation in this case. To finish off discussing Sarada, I want to go into some of her specific abilities. Like most Uchiha, Sarada can use a variety of basic fire style jutsu. However, the more important thing being an Uchiha grants Sarada is of course the Sharingan and the enhanced perception as well as precognition that comes along with it. This increased perception lets her use what is probably Sasuke's most iconic jutsu, the Chidori. The Chidori is a technique that increases your speed so drastically that a Sharingan is required to use it properly due to the tunnel vision the speed causes. We see this drastic speed increase when Sarada is able to blitz Boro and rip out his core before he can weave any hand signs. Boro even notes that Sarada is too fast when she's rushing at him. Saying Sarada refined her Chidori after this point isn't crazy, as this was Sarada's first time using Chidori in actual combat, and she wasn't even sure if she could pull it off. This is also pre-timeskip Sarada, meaning she had 3 years after this point to work on it, and post-timeskip we see her using Chidori much more casually than before. Moving on, Sarada awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan before the timeskip, and is able to utilize it in combat post-timeskip during her fight with Ryu. This is what allows her to use the Mangekyo ability in her strongest technique, Ohirume, allowing her to summon up to 4 black orbs that exert a gravitational force on whatever she chooses. Sarada can also vary the force the spheres exert. She uses this to pin down and eventually crush Ryu, with Ryu stating he can't move a finger after she increases the gravitational force. This insane power is somewhat balanced out by the toll it takes on Sarada. After she uses Ohirume for the first time, she falls unconscious due to it using up all her chakra. While this is a legitimate drawback, it's not like the brief uses of Ohirume alone drained her chakra. She already had a battle prior to this where she used multiple jutsu, so she had already expended some chakra prior to this. Point being, while Ohirume definitely expends her chakra quickly, it isn't as bad as the Ryu fight makes it look. Returning to the overall topic of the video, Sarada just massively outclasses Sasuke and Madara in terms of physical stats. She would be significantly faster than both and would be able to rip apart either using a Chidori. Sarada shouldn't even need Ohirume, but if she does pull it out, it would crush either opponent. The downside of not being able to use Ohirume for very long would be irrelevant here, as Sasuke and Madara would be dead before it even becomes a factor. Sasuke and Madara both have a variety of their own powerful abilities, but none of them should matter with a power discrepancy this large, and none can address Ohirume. For example, the Infinite Tsukuyomi would work on Sarada if Madara gets a chance to use it, but he needs time to fly away and activate it. He would never get this chance when one of the gravity spheres pulls him into it, restraining and killing him. Overall, there's really nothing Sasuke or Madara could do when Sarada has abilities that could kill both in a single hit and has much greater stats. I hope you all enjoyed my analysis of this topic. If you did enjoy it, I would appreciate you liking and subscribing. Depending how this video does, I might do more Boruto videos in the future, and I will of course be putting out more Naruto videos regardless. I will also mention that I want to branch out into Jujutsu Kaisen videos. I want to keep my channel fairly consistent while starting out, but I will make Jujutsu Kaisen videos in the near future. Likely sometime around the anime's return, so if you're a fan of the series like me, you have that to look forward to. On the topic of future content, I will also be collabing with other Naruto creators fairly soon, so look out for that.